singing of the national anthem, and those in favor of your passage.
Please welcome Tyler Robichaux to the stage.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome parents, friends, families, administration, and finally the class of 2015. As we begin the ceremony today, we believe it's important to thank those of you who helped us along the way. First of all, we would like to thank everyone who has made this day possible, including the janitorial staff, the Wells High School band, and the amazing women in the front office. Next, we would like to thank the school and administration for everything they have done for us over the last 4 years.
Finally, and we believe most importantly, we would like to thank the parents who have supported the graduating class to please stand. Speaking for the class of 2015, without those of you currently standing, none of our futures would look as bright as they are. We're not standing. Class of 2015, please join us in a round of applause.
Next speaker, the salutatorian, and someone who we're all proud to call a classmate, Jake Wilson.
All right. Today is a great day. It's a day that we will all remember. A day that marks the beginning of a new era in all of our lives. No matter where we go after today, the education that we have received over these past many years will stay with us throughout our entire lives. Without this education, we would never have the opportunity to go on to further education and to get the jobs that we want. But beyond education, we have formed some of the strongest friendships that we will ever have. Friendships that will hopefully last a lifetime. But as you celebrate today, and as you begin this new era in your life, there are some things you should keep in mind. First, that you did not get to this point alone. It was a team effort. It's because of your family, your friends, and your teachers that you are here today. During times of doubt, it was your family that pushed you forward. When you started slacking in school, it was your family and your teachers that made sure you graduated. When you were down, your friends always knew how to cheer you up. All of these people were always there in times that you looked for advice. Even your friends would give you advice, but whether it was helpful or not is another question. Some of us can even directly trace our choice in a school or career to a specific teacher or other mentor. Regardless, No one can deny the profound impact that these important people have had on our lives and in getting us to where we sit today. So as you go on with your day, make sure to thank each and every person that has helped you graduate today. You know that they deserve it. I'll go right ahead and guarantee that you either already have or will be told at some point today that you've finally made it. Well, it's time for your daily dose of reality. You have not made it. In fact, you still have a very long way to go. Yes, graduating from high school is a great achievement, one that needs to be recognized in a ceremony filled with speeches from extremely qualified speakers. However, we are still young, and you must remember that you will face many challenges that you will need to overcome. After all, life is inherently full of challenges, challenges that we all must face at one point or another. We face disappointment. We face the loss of friends and loved ones, but most of all, we will face failure. Learn from each and every failure, always come out stronger than you were before. So while you will face challenges, don't dread them. Instead, learn from them, because without challenges, you'd never know the ability to succeed and overcome any obstacle in your way. Finally, you should keep in mind that your future is ultimately up to you. Yes, there is a lot of luck in achieving your dreams, but even more so, it takes determination and a will to succeed. As the great Jimmy Dean, known for his incredible breakfast sandwiches, once said, "I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can always adjust my sails to reach my destination." If you have enough determination, you will be able to work around any obstacle, no matter how lucky you are. So as you go on, remember this, that as long as you are willing to put in the effort, you are perfectly capable of achieving any goal you set. Now as you keep these points in mind, remember one last thing. Forge your own path through life. Don't become the person that is expected of you. Instead, become the person you want to be. At times, you will be put into situations that are far from preferable, but are necessary. Make the best of them. You will get jobs that you don't enjoy, but as the late actor Christopher Lee said, we don't always get the kind of work we want. We always have a choice of whether to do it with good grace or not. Live life like Christopher Lee, who acted until his death exactly 1 week ago, and even sung for a heavy metal band at age 90. So now I leave you with this last thought. Live life to the fullest, and don't let anyone tell you how to live your own life. So congratulations, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our new interim superintendent, Mr. Jim Daly.
Thank you very much. I was going to talk a little bit about none of us get here alone, but Jacob, thank you very much for stealing my speech. So, it's not too late. You will not get a diploma. So, I sit back and I try to reflect on the 4 years with the class of 2015. And seeing them walking on the field today, I remember the first time when they came into our high school and what they looked like. And I remember thinking to myself, this is fantastic because I'm finally taller than any class that came through here. And then when we just walked through, every one of them are taller than I am. So, you've grown along a big way. And you know what? We talk about sacrifices all the time. This class made some serious sacrifices. As everyone's preparing for the brand new building, they sacrificed their senior year. That they had construction going on in the parking lot, in the school. Many didn't get to play on their field during their sports seasons. So all of this for future generations, and that means a lot. As Jacob pointed out, none of us get here alone. It's a sacrifice and a dedication of each and every one of us to get us to this point. I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, and I heard a great story, and I need to share it, because it talks a little bit about dedication, and it talks about never giving up. There was these two young men that grew up next to each other. They lived with each other, next door neighbors from birth all the way through high school, best friends. One was a wrestler, the other one was a track star, long distance. They had one goal. In Long Island, every summer you swim 7 miles across the Great South Bay. It's a tough race, but you know what? It was their goal, and they had to turn 18 years old. So at the age of 12, 13, 14 years old, they started practicing. By the time they turned 18, something happened, and they never got to compete. One went to the military, the other one went to college. They kind of lost touch of each other. They didn't see each other for 8 or 9 years. And then as fate would have it, they met again. The one in the military was injured in Afghanistan. He blew out his shoulder, had no use of his right arm. The one that went on to college, Cornell University, was in a major car accident. Didn't have the use of his legs. They end up back in their hometown, living with their parents, side by side once again. So little by little, they came out and they started to see each other, and they started talking with each other. And they said, do you remember that time that we wanted to swim across the Great South Bay, 7 miles? Let's do it. So the one that was in the military said, look at us, we can't swim. You can't use your legs, and I can't use my arms. He said, together we can do it. We can be one part, working together like we used to back when we were little. So they started little by little working in the pool. And a lot of people around them, they didn't want to discourage him and say, don't get involved in the race. But little by little, they were saying, okay, they're going to find out on their own. Well, the time came. They built the harness, and they swam together. They started the race at 6 o'clock in the morning. When many participants ended 4 or 5 hours later, they were still swimming. It took them 16 and a half hours to get across. They got across together, the same way they started. And you know what? Every single person that was in that race that day stayed and waited for them. They overcame the biggest obstacle that they both faced, and they did it together. They did it with their community. And that's my wish for each and every one of you sitting here today, that you have the same tenacity, dedication, help your fellow classmate, your neighbor. We have a great community, great parents, and more than that, we have great students. So thank you very much, congratulations, and as always, I'm very proud to be a principal. Thank you.
I would welcome our next speaker to the stage, but she's already up here. One of my closest friends and the valedictorian of the class of 2015, Sydney Robinson.
Welcome family and friends, faculty, administration, and finally, most importantly, the class of 2015. It is an honor to stand before you today. As I began to contemplate what exactly I wanted to say in this speech, I thought about speeches that I have heard in the past. Which speech has had the most impact on me? Who gave the best advice? Which was the most powerful? The one connecting idea that these successful, meaningful speeches had in common is that they kept it personal. Whether it was Mr. McGloshin, who managed to insert science in his National Honor Society speech, the head of NASA, who spoke so fondly of his grandchildren and his commitment to serving this country, or Travis Mills, a quadruple amputee who exemplified his outlook on life through the humor in his speech, each individual managed to insert a piece of themselves along with worthwhile advice about the future. So then I got to thinking about what makes me unique. If Holly had the mic right now, she would definitely answer this for me. And for those of you who don't know who she is, she's my twin and best friend, and to being both, she would tell me that I'm a nerd. Nerds like me love math, so math is the language I will use. There are 116 people graduating today. 116 people who have attended 2,142 days of school. Over the 4 years here at Wells, the 116 of us have taken 194 AP classes and 75 YCCC classes. We have a total of 9,126 hours of community service and have numerous students who have been recipients of art awards. These numbers equal the amount of success that we as a class have achieved, but success is not just numbers. This brings me to my biggest point that I would like to make today by asking the question, what does it mean to be successful? I have said this word many times without ever explaining what I meant by it. In fact, I wasn't so sure I knew how to define such a broad word. Websites such as dictionary.com define success as the attainment of wealth, position, honors, or the like. But I wasn't satisfied with its definition. As I worked on this speech, Mrs. Bell recommended that I read The Geography of Bliss by Eric Weiner. In the novel, Weiner travels around the world looking at what exactly makes people the happiest. Each chapter is about a different country that he studied, and what's interesting is that he never gives which country is the happiest. The epilogue of this novel is where I finally found my definition of success. Our happiness is completely and utterly intertwined with other people, family and friends and neighbors, and the woman you hardly notice who cleans your office. Happiness is not a noun or a verb, it's a conjunction. Now at this point you're probably wondering how happiness gave me the definition for success, but here's how. It says that success isn't the amount of money or fancy cars you have, it's about the people who are around you. As an athlete, I know what it's like to be part of a team. Victory is an indescribable feeling, especially with a team who you're proud to be on. The single victory that my lacrosse team had this year was the game against NYA, and we won that game 14-13 in double overtime, coming back from a 4-goal deficit that the other team had made in the first 15 minutes of that game. The point of this story is that it wasn't our first game of the season. My team could have taken the easy way out and given up and accepted yet another loss, but instead we decided that it was our turn to win that day. We looked to each other, and this brought on success. As a class, we have complementary personality traits that will continue to bring us such success. Our class is composed of caring, smart, compassionate, and creative individuals. We bring out the best qualities in each other. As we all start the next chapters of our lives, it is important to be thankful for the stories and chapters already written. Be thankful to one another for the memories and friendships that have bonded us together for a lifetime. Be thankful to your parents and loved ones for being there through triumph and defeat. And be thankful for the opportunities that Wells High School has given us. And finally, be thankful to your teachers for daring us to think about the world in a different way, ultimately shaping us into the successes today. And in my final remarks, I would like to talk about my mom. My mom is an amazing woman who would do anything for me, just like most moms here today. My mom is different than most moms, though, because the little things make her happy. She sits outside for hours with her tea watching the birds on the bird feeders. She loves all of the homemade cards I make for every occasion and enjoys going to my sports games even though she may not know all the rules. She's my role model because, as cliche as it sounds, she has taught me to stop and smell the roses. It's the little things that have become important to me, like my family dinners, my dad's corny jokes, and car rides with my twin. These are the things I'm going to miss most next year as I head off to college, and these are the moments that I will cherish forever. In conclusion, class of 2015, as we all take our different paths, remember these 3 things: your strengths, where you came from, and most importantly, what makes you happy. The person, object, time, space, whatever it may be that makes you happy should have some sort of role in your future, because odds are it will help lead to success. It is the key to overcome challenges that may rise, and it is the key to lasting happiness. When I was thinking about why speeches I heard this past year were successful, I decided that it was because each speaker had kept their speech personal. But in addition to that, it was because each were happy with the family and friends who supported them. It is my hope, class of 2015, that wherever your path leads you, you are happy and thus successful. Thank you for listening, and best of luck in the future. Now it is my honor to welcome the class of 2015's commencement speaker, a global healthcare activist, Donato Chimuto.
Thank you. Esteemed members of the faculty, proud parents and grandparents and patient guests, and especially to the class of 2015, my sincere congratulations. But graduates, before I speak, please stand and applaud all these people here who, regardless of your class rank or the hat you wear today, loved you and will continue to love and support you. Graduates, you arrived here 4 short years ago, and now it is already time to leave. It probably seems like only yesterday that you were trying to figure out where your next class was, how you were going to make it through finals, and would you ever get out of high school. Now here you stand, ready to graduate. It seems like only yesterday that I was standing where you are now, listening to someone I didn't know sharing their advice to help me succeed in life. I vividly remember wondering who in my class was most likely to be a success. One graduate in particular stood out in my mind. He was a young man who at the age of 8 suffered an infection that caused him to lose most of his hearing, resulting in a severe speech impediment that made his school years challenging, to say the least. Depressed and isolated from nearly every social activity, his situation was so grim that even his family and friends concluded he would not amount to much in his life. In his junior year, and after several intense surgeries, his hearing was partially restored, but by then, his speech has been so severely affected that every college he applied to sent rejection letters deeming him disabled. This young man was probably the last person his fellow students would have picked as having the potential to make a real difference in the world. Graduates, I was that young man. And I am happy to share with you that the expectations of the people who knew me back then did not hold me back. Despite or perhaps because of the hardships I endured, I succeeded. Today, I am the founder and CEO of an international healthcare company with hundreds of employees across the globe. But business is not my why. It is not my purpose in life. Last December, I received the Robert F. Kennedy Ripple Pope Award for the creation of the global not-for-profit organization called Healthy Villages. The award was presented to me in a ceremony in New York City with three other great Americans you may have heard of: the actor Robert De Niro, the singer Tony Bennett, and 2016 presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Graduates, I must admit to you, I really wanted to send that photo back in time to my high school graduating class, and to all those who wrote me off as the least likely to succeed. But as nice as it is to receive recognition, awards pale in comparison to the pride I have in seeing lives saved through the work of Healthy Villages, where mobile technology is connecting the poorest of the poor to a healthcare provider every single day, even in the most impoverished areas across the world. Healthy Villages is an organization that I developed to address one of our world's greatest problems: the lack of access to health care that will cause 1 billion people in your lifetime and my lifetime to die prematurely. 6.5 million are children who die each year because they have no access to antibiotics, clean water, or emergency care. Some tell me this is not our problem. I disagree. To visit remote areas as I have in Haiti, South Sudan, Kenya, and rural Louisiana is to be reminded that the life we live is temporal. And your and our greatest responsibility is to love and accept each person. And my passion to help the disadvantaged has not stopped with Healthy Villages. My other philanthropic initiative was motivated by our nation's greatest modern tragedy. On September 11th, 2001, I was scheduled to join some friends on United Flight 175 from Boston to Los Angeles. Whether by chance or divine intervention, I developed a toothache and decided to leave the night before, so I never got on that plane. But my two friends and their 3-year-old, who were staying at my home in Ogunquit that weekend, did. And they lost their lives when terrorists flew that plane into the North Center of the World Trade Center. In memory of them, I launched the Tributo Foundation. I could have spent my years being bitter, but I decided over the last 14 years that I would continue to help people. And the Tributo Foundation has assisted hundreds of young individuals across the globe, including some at this very high school, in pursuing their educational goals. And our international work has helped to advance social issues across the world. So how did I make the journey from the most unlikely high school student to succeed to a successful international business leader and a global healthcare activist? Three important themes emerge from my life that may also help pave the road to your own success. First, I looked for heroes that inspired me. Second, I searched for and nurtured those qualities within myself that could make me a hero in my own right. And last, I learned very early in my life that people don't care what you do until they know why you do it. Heroes were especially important to me during my high school years, and I'm not talking about Lady Gaga or the Hulk. For during those years when I was bullied and denied the right to be heard, I entered into the quietude of an intellectual curiosity that was fueled by the writings of two real-life heroes, Senator Robert F. Kennedy and Dr. Martin Luther King. To this day, I admire these two extraordinary individuals for their ability to inspire a generation, in fact, a whole world, to grasp that the key to progress, I knew this was going to happen, that the key to progress is acceptance of one another's differences. And in my own suffering, I learned that if you pursue the hope inherent in the present, rather than bemoan your limitations, you will undoubtedly improve the future for yourself and others. That even in the most prolonged period of darkness, you can walk in the light of greatness and be the catalyst for hope and change. So if you don't have a hero now that inspires you to greatness, go and find one. When you do, I urge to let your achievements be a light and guide to your own future. 2 years before the great Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw died, he was asked by a reporter to name a famous person whom he missed most, a poet, a teacher, a philosopher. Bernard Shaw thought for a moment and then responded, "The person I miss most is the person I could have become." Shaw's response was less about the pain of regret than it was about the yearning for excellence. That yearning which can never truly be satisfied is what drove him to be the greatest playwright of his time, and is what must drive you too if you hope to become a hero in your own right. No matter where you go, what you do, there will be challenges ahead, as Jacob so eloquently identified, and trust me, I have had my share. But meet those challenges head on, with your head held high and your heart wide open, for it's no longer good enough to simply try to get by in life. That does not move the world forward. You must excel in everything you do and strive for all good things up to perfection. For me, I have tried my best to do small things that has the capacity to inspire extraordinary change. Although it may not be easy to see, every accomplishment you achieve is added to the world's accomplishments. Your individual success benefits society as a whole, because when you succeed, you lighten the burden on each and every person, and you are in a position to give rather than take. Right here, right now, you stand on the precipice of the future. It's not a distant reality anymore. It begins today, for you have completed a basic education that will serve as the platform to launch yourself into the future. My life did not turn out the way everyone back in high school expected to. And so, don't let anyone but you determine what your future will look like. And above all, don't let your limitations slow you down. In your hands more than in the hands of your teachers and parents, lies life's golden opportunities. Each one of you has a hero inside of you, waiting, yearning to be set free. This is your time. Set your hero free. In closing, the great American educator Horace Mann once said, "Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity." Graduates, let this day be the first step toward achieving your own personal victory. Congratulations and thank you.
Now I would like to introduce the members of the administration for the conferral of the diplomas. Helena Ackerson, School Board Chair. Jason Bernard, School Board Chair.
Jim Daly, Interim Superintendent, Eileen Sheehy, Interim Principal, and Jay Moore, Interim Vice Principal.
For those of you interested in taking pictures, we will be announcing the graduates and presenting the diplomas in alphabetical order. Elizabeth Janine Andrews. Tiana Catherine Bagley. Michaela Lane Batchelder. Allison Noel Beecher. Bethany Jean Berger. Mary Jo Berger. Sarah Jane Berger. Abby Ray Blanchard. Nathan Andrew Booth. Riley Marie Boyle. Hannah Elspeth Bragdon. Robert Daniel Brand. Chandler Joseph Bridge. Tristan Alexander Brown. Evan Brian Cam. Christopher Devin Carney. Robert Matthew Chaplin. Daniel Lawrence Charpentier. Alyssa Nicole Chase. Sarah Catherine Clausen. Aaliyah Chelsea Clay. Dylan Thomas Cody. Laura Connolly Pelletier. Brandon M. Cox. Courtney Rebecca Cronin. Rachel Alter Carruthers. Michael Dean Curtis. Isaac Roland DeRochers. Jason Lee Doan. Mackenzie Marie Doucette. Brianna Lynn Dowdy. Emily Autumn Dow. Michaela Elizabeth Dunbar. Allison Lauren Duplessis. Charles Sumner Lehman Durfee. Kaylee Amber Irwin. Julianne Marie Fitzpatrick. Samantha Pauline Foley. Christopher Andrew Genero. Callie Dale Genest. Matthew Joseph Gibson. Kyle Robert Goodale. Maria V. Goodale. Cole Philip Greaves. Helena Rose Griffith. Marcus Edward Harding. Alexandria Morgan Hay. Bradley Derek Hollins. Paul Joseph Hawley Jr. Jenna James Ingalls. David Andrew Jacobs. Sadie Ellen Johnson. Chloe Alyssa Kellum. Bryce Vaughn Kevorkian Brown. Brandon Jason King. Jamie Nicole Lapointe. Laura Jean LaRiviere. Christian Michael Levesque. Abigail Elizabeth Lord. Abigail Nicole Lord. Erskine Lothrop. Corey Carlton Ludden. Kevin Luminello. Christina Manners. Brian Edgardo Marrero. Ryan Joseph Marsh. Megan Ann McDonald. Hunter Harold McDonald. Andrew Roderick Michaud. Adriana Laura Milliken. Jordan David Moore. Abigail Janelle Moulton. Courtney J. Nilasek. Reed William Norton. Brooke E. Nucci. Colleen Judith O'Connor. Calvin Byron Willett. Nathan T. Willett. Lucas James Henry Perry. Cody Gerald Pierce. Hayes Andrew Pierce. Zachary Robert Pierce. Christopher Martin Poulin. Daniel Jacob Quint. Alman David Ramsdell. Tyler John Neal Robichaud. Holly Rose Robinson. Sydney Pearl Robinson. Aaron James Rogers. Jackson Tyler Rose. Zachary M. Rule. Brittany Taylor Salmon. Kayla Turner Schneider. Aaron Anthony Shuley. Sage Alexandra Sierra. Jeffrey Michael Skeets. Audrey Janelle Snowbrine. Jeffrey Robert Sparkowicz. Madeline Jane Stearns. Madeline Ann Taylor. Nikolai Stephen Tomaszewski. Stephanie Marie Town. Carissa Lee Trafton. Sarah Lynn Trent. Gavin Turnbull. Peter Anthony Valentino. Naomi Ruth West Fortin. Erin Elizabeth Weston. Chase Martin Whitney. Jacob Lewis Wilson. Owen Alexander Walterbeck. Kenneth Benjamin Wright III. Michaela Hannah Wright. And Timothy Matthew Wright Jr.
One announcement I want to make sure that we make before folks start losing their ability to listen any longer, is that the parking for this afternoon is going to be at the elementary school at 5 o'clock, and students who are going on the trip are to go in the side door by the cafeteria at the elementary school, correct? Yes, okay. So I would like to thank everyone for coming out today. Some of you have come from far away to support your graduate, and we thank you for that effort. I would like to thank and to extend a special thanks to our guest speaker, Donato Tramudu, who, as well as other great people who have worked tirelessly to make this happen today. Ms. Legassi, Mr. Downing, Mrs. Wetland, Mr. Kaiser, and leading the pack has been Mrs. Webster, who, by the way, was honored this year in a very special way. The senior class dedicated their yearbook to Mrs. Webster in recognition of all her support over the past 4 years. And that's a rare honor, so congratulations, Mrs. Webster. Wells High School continues to benefit from a community that consistently demonstrates unwavering support through their time, money, and resources. If you take a look around you, you see the results of the efforts of our community, our grounds, our structures, our new building that is in the making. And if you look right in front of you, you see our community's most precious gift, and that is our graduating senior class. As administrators, teachers, and staff, we are extremely proud of this group of young adults. They are gracious, joyful, and empathetic. While challenging times have been experienced both recently and over the years, these students have demonstrated great strength both individually and as a group. They are courageous and compassionate warriors. As learners, these young people have contributed to the tradition of excellence in our school. It is this graduating class, along with their extraordinary teachers and staff, that has helped to lead Wells over the last 4 consecutive years to the highest educational rankings in the state of Maine and in the nation. This superior achievement is in large part because of their persistent commitment and determination, and to be the best that they can be always. So we are very grateful. To the class of 2015, my hope is that you will continue to lead your life with a quality of character and focus that you have shown over the 4 years here at Wells High School. If you do, you will continue to create many great opportunities for yourself, because these qualities transcend time and place, and these are qualities that become who you are. We will miss you when you don't walk through the T Hall doors in September. Please stay in touch and visit if you can, and I wish you the very best, and congratulations on your graduation.
Will the class of 2015 please stand? Classmates, please join us in the moving of our tassels from left to right. From right to left. My bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Wells High School class of 2015.